Every driver must occasionally drive under adverse or difficult conditions. Every driver must also be prepared to cope with a threatening emergency situation. Now, in this discussion, you will learn how to compensate and deal with these hazards and other emergencies. Okay, here's a good question. What is the trickiest time of day to drive? Is it A, early morning, B, late night, or C, after the sunset? Well, let's see. Almost half of all fatal crashes occur at night. However, even though the night is the most dangerous time to drive, the difficulty begins at twilight. That's the period between sunset and full night. During twilight, the sky is still bright, but at ground level, it's becoming progressively darker. The still bright sky deceives the eyes, which don't know how to adjust yet. But by the time night fully arrives, they have fully adjusted to the darkness. So the answer to the pop quiz is C, right after the sunset. The onset of total darkness changes the driving situation again because now the eyes are adjusted to the darkness. The ability to see ahead is increased. But side vision, that is, vision from side to side from your dashboard on out, is almost non-existent. Now, here are some night driving tips. First, slow down after sunset. Second, increase your following distance and be on the alert for brake lights up ahead. Third, don't overdrive your headlights. You should be able to always stop within the distance that you can see ahead in your headlights. Fourth, look away from oncoming headlights. Fifth, switch to a low beam when following or approaching another vehicle. Sixth, be aware of drowsiness. Seventh, if you are using high beams, dim them when you're within 300 feet of the vehicle ahead or within 500 feet of oncoming vehicles. If your car is parked or standing on the highway, be sure to keep your headlights on low beam. And eighth, do not drive with only your parking lights on. Good route planning will also allow for the time change and the ability to locate the destination without problems. So, leave earlier for trips when you're traveling at night. Be extra careful. Statistically, your chances of being involved in a fatal crash are almost doubled between 6 p.m. and 3 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Validation question number 26 is C, marked down as C on your answer sheet. Whether it's day or night, always be on the lookout for hazardous road conditions. Sometimes you find yourself on a badly kept road. Now, these roads could have rough areas, cracks, or potholes that cause you to lose your traction and possibly some control of your vehicle. When you encounter these parts of the road, slow down to increase your traction and prepare yourself to maneuver around the very bad areas of the road. Also, keep an eye on the shoulders of the road. Normally, the shoulders provide you with an additional place to maneuver in order to avoid a crash, but sometimes you have soft shoulders that can't support your vehicle, or a sudden drop-off from the side of the road. Be aware of these conditions and reduce your speed to better deal with an emergency. You know, you won't always be driving on bright sunny days. So let's look at how to deal with adverse weather conditions such as rain, fog, snow, ice, and high winds. While driving under such conditions, you should adjust your normal driving habits. For instance, high winds can affect the control you have over your vehicle, and it's always wise to reduce your speed under these conditions. The most important thing to understand is that bad weather means increased stopping distance and reduced visibility. In bad weather, you must take extra care to see and be seen. Fog is especially treacherous. The best rule is, don't drive in fog if you can help it. Now, if you have to drive, do it very slowly. Keep in mind that a light fog can change quickly to a thick fog. Your speed should never exceed the point at which you think you could stop and at which you can see clearly through the distance ahead. You should use your low beam headlights when you're driving through fog because high beam rays strike the fog, the rain, or the snow particles at about the same level as your eyes, and each particle acts like a tiny mirror. It reflects the light back into your eyes and further reduces your vision. So remember, when you're driving through fog or snow, don't use your high beams. In rainy weather, the hazard of reduced visibility is compounded by reduced traction. Now, traction is the grip between your tires and the road. As the moisture reduces friction, tires lose their grip. The distance needed to stop a car increases, and the driver's control of the car is less certain. The danger of reduced traction is greatest within the first half hour that the rain starts to fall. Now at that time, the pavement becomes especially slippery as the water mixes with the oil and the dust on the road. However, you should drive with caution whenever there is a chance that your traction will be reduced. The roads could be slick with rainwater or with spilled oil or fuel. Wet leaves on the road can create a slippery surface also. If you find yourself driving on slick roads, here are some safety tips to follow. First, gradually reduce your speed. Do not brake hard or suddenly on wet or slippery pavement. Avoid any sudden acceleration. When you change your speed or direction, do so smoothly and gradually rather than sharply. Increase your following distance to allow more time to stop. If you approach a sharp curve or a hill, grip the steering wheel firmly and give yourself time to slow down.